Hello, hello, hello. Didn't know what day it was today. Did you? I sure did. It's the Feast of the Ass. We're going to learn all about that. Welcome, welcome. The ass. The Feast of the Ass. And they didn't have an ass emoji, so I had to use an ox. But I think he was in the manger too. It's a celebration of all the asses in the Bible. Oh, you mean you don't have. Oh, I thought you just showed up every day because you knew I was on. You still waiting on the algorithm to feed me to you? Um, or your notifications. Some people have their notifications on too. So yeah, we're just gonna do an open panel. The link should be pinned. Hey, Bex, what is that? Is that oh, a horse's ass, horse's head? I mean, the I know that was the other option, but I think the ox was a better choice. Um, it was a little more assy. But yeah, so anyway, the Feast of the Ass is a right free time as a full-time college student. I noticed you have an awful lot of free time around this time of the day, which is what, late at night for you when you should be in bed and or studying. But I'm glad you're hanging out here with us. Just don't don't fail out of college. We need good psychology people in the future. The Feast of the Ass was a Christian feast during medieval times, mainly in France, and it celebrated all of the donkeys in the Bible, especially the one that was believed to have brought Jesus and his family into Egypt after Jesus' birth, known as the flight into Egypt. That's when Herod was killing all the young men, and they found an ass to take them out into Egypt to save him. Another example of a donkey in the Bible, they say, is the one that Jesus rode on into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. I remember Palm Sunday from growing up Catholic. That's when the priest would bless the palm leaves, and you got to take a palm strand home. And some people would fold it up and put it behind their cross that they had hanging on their wall. That's what I would do. And I would have my little palm leaf hanging on my wall the rest of the year. Also, of course, there was a donkey in the manger when Jesus was born too. So we want to celebrate him. So in the Feast of the Ass in France, the way they celebrate it is the girl rides a donkey through town to church, and she would either carry a baby or she would be pregnant herself, and they would sing a song. The people on the street watching her would sing a song as she rode past, and this is the translation of the song they would sing. From Oriental country came a lordly ass of highest fame, so beautiful, so strong, and trim. No burden was too great for him. Hail, Sir Donkey, hail. So that is, and then the donkey gets to church with the girl on it, the baby or the pregnant girl. So the baby's either in her or in her arms. And it stood beside the altar during the service. And it was sometimes given food and drink. And the congregation would bray or hee haw its responses back to the priest. They say the French are weird. And that's pretty hard to defend, being French myself. But I didn't know that it was this weird. And the priests would sometimes bray as well. Beauvais, a city in northern France, had particularly raucous Feast of the Ass celebrations. And it became celebrated less and less during the second half of the 15th century. And then they have some, if y'all want, we could bray back and forth. How do you bray? Is that a bray? Jeez, stop. Mike, stop it. Oh, IG, that's very interesting. I don't even pay attention to that dude anymore. He's a little too mentally disturbed for me. He's not materia poetica. He's just your garden variety hater. Hopefully he's getting some good mental health therapy. Um, what's the reason? Because didn't Herod think that the Messiah, like, he didn't want somebody to, he was threatened because if the Messiah came, then his kinghood was threatened, and so he wanted to make sure to kill all the firstborn babies. Was that Passover where they put the blood on the door? The angel came by and put the blood on the door or something. I'm getting all my Bible stories mixed up. I need to go back to Bible study. I had all this in catechism class growing up. Herod's, yeah. That's all right. Well, so this is what we're supposed to do today for the feast. We're supposed to read the biblical account of the flight to Egypt, our Palm Sunday. So we can do that as long as it's the King James version. Let's see. That would be Matthew 2. And then we're also supposed to look for other instances in the Bible where the donkeys are mentioned. So we're supposed to find all the donkeys in the Bible and say hee haw or bray like a donkey. Hee haw! Hee haw! What is bray? How do donkeys sound? Brrr, brrr, brrr. Is that a donkey? I'm horrible at animal sounds. We had the see and say growing up, where you pull the string and it said like the turkey goes and the cat says meow and the horse says neigh. What do horses do? They whinny. And the dog, and it would tell you all the little animal noises. And I think got you. I like Lulu. You thought Lulu was hot, and that's the only one I remember really. And I think I got spoiled off of the see and say because I didn't learn my animal sounds myself because I had the little toy that could make it for him. Baha'is, the Baha'is and the asses. Um, I actually knew a Baha'i family growing up. I used to babysit for their kid, or I would babysit their kid. It was a couple, a lady and her boyfriend actually. They were married, and the lady had a son. And me and the son became friends because we used to play Dungeons and Dragons together. And they would have me babysit him while they'd go off on weekends and stuff. And so that's the first and really only time that I knew what Baha'i was. He was a prophet, the gay animal whisperer. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty inadequate at it right now. If anybody can bray or do better animals than me, please come up and um, school me, outshine me for once, put me to shame. Also, it says if you have a donkey, ride your donkey today. And then you can sing the song too. From Oriental country came a lordly ass of highest fame. There's probably a lot of asses around here that we could draw on. I don't know how lordly they are. So beautiful, strong, and trim, no burden was too great for him. Hail, Sir Donkey, hail. Except in French, if you know the French version. And the last thing you could do, I don't know if there's a way to do it on panel, but everybody's favorite birthday party game, pin the tail on the donkey. We used to play that. Um, I'm not gonna. But in Norway, they don't even have short shorts in Norway, probably. They would freeze their donkey off. Um, we used to have a pin the tail game for birthdays that we'd play at birthday parties. Back as a kid, believe it or not, we used to have a lot of birthday parties where all your friends would come over, or somebody else is having a birthday and you go to their house, and there was Kool-Aid or punch and cookies and party games like musical chairs, pop the balloon, and pin the tail on the donkey. And that's where you blindfold somebody and they have a little tail. Ours usually had tape, scotch tape, not actual pins, but and you'd spin them around, and then you'd point them at the wall where the donkey poster was, and they'd have to go up to the wall. They were all dizzy and everything, and try to stick the tail where the ass was, and try to get it right on the ass. I don't know how well I did at it or not, but that's pin the tail on the donkey. So we can do all of that today in our minds, or if you If you have a pin to tail on the donkey or an actual donkey in your house, make use of it um, in wholesome ways for the Feast of the Ass. Meanwhile, we're gonna practice our braying. Let me see if I can find some YouTube braying to give us a kind of a benchmark to bray by. Bray, human bray. I'm getting results for brain science. So people that complain about the algorithm, I'm telling you, is not very good. Human donkey bray, bray sound effects. Okay, we have an actual. Look, we have Eddie the donkey is gonna bray for us. Oh, you saying we stink? I don't. I wore deodorant growing up. I had Brute and Old Spice. Brute was my favorite. To this day, Brute. Oh man, because it has associations for me. Um, I know it's like cheap dollar store cologne, but that smell today still gets in my mind. All right, let's listen to Eddie do his braying, and then we'll try to find a human imitating a donkey. Look at Eddie. That this like triggers the pity instinct in me. He seems like he's in pain. I want to give him some corn or an apple or some McDonald's fries, whatever donkeys eat. Eddie, today's your day. Thank you for teaching us how to bray. All right, now I want to try to hear a human. Oh, have y'all seen this? I'm sure you have. It's the little girl that raised the donkey, and then they were separated for like years and years, and she finally reunites with him. This is very touching. And she's okay. Y'all got to see this. You're not human. If this doesn't move you in some kind of way, you're a sociopath. You are not human. You're evil, and you need to be shamed. Oh wait, it's music. Shit. I don't want to. I don't want to risk it because of the music. Fuck. That little 2 seconds will probably get me copyrighted. All right, I need to find a human bray so that we can all bray together. Human imitating donkey. What would you search for? Do they have donkey calling contests? They have all the other animals. Hog calling, duck calling, turkey calling. My growing up we had duck calls, and all my family can imitate duck calls with their mouth like I obviously can't, but everybody else in my family can. Y'all, I found a white lady dressed like she's going to church that can bray. Mute the volume, but then you lose the the emotional impact because part of it is the donkey's reaction. He like cries with joy when he sees this girl. I'm tearing up myself just thinking about it. Shadow. I should know that cry by now. Um, I seem to be able to call them without even trying. All right, let's list. This white lady's going to teach us how to bray. Hopefully, she's not copyrighted. Grandma Joy.
Hi, Grandma Joy here.
Hey,
Would you like to learn how to bray
oh my
like
God,
a donkey?
you don't know how
That's
much.
a fun animal sound, don't you think?
I don't know. I have to hear it.
So how do you start? Well, can you
Is this
say the
scripted?
letter E?
E.
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 How about saying ah,
Ah.
ah,
Ah.
E, ah?
E.
Doesn't that
Ah.
begin to
Why did you
sound
say
like a
hee haw?
donkey?
Everybody knows what that is.
E, ah,
E.
E, ah.
Oh,
Now, if you say the E when you're breathing in and do
this is
sort of a
already
gasp,
too complicated.
it'll sound even more like it. Like that, right? It's a bit surprising.
She has crazy eyes.
Ah, ee,
Oh,
ah. Doesn't that sound like a donkey? So when you're breathing in, you're saying the E, and when you're breathing out, you're saying the ah.
oh,
So let's try that some more.
I can't wait.
Ee, ah, ee,
Oh,
ah, ee, ah.
oh,
Just practice until you get those
oh. I'm
donkey
gonna
sounds
practice
down
about
the
two more
way
times,
you
and
want
that's
them to be.
it.
Ee, ah,
Oh,
ee,
oh,
ah, ee, ah.
oh,
Until next
oh.
time, have fun and see what other kind of sounds you can make.
Oh, I'm scared
Animal
to do that.
sounds can be
I
lots
might
of
have too much
fun,
fun.
can't they? Ee, ah,
Oh,
ee, ah. Bye-bye.
oh. I feel like
Check
I've
this out.
brayed.
I'm going to show.
I feel like I've successfully brayed today. So, Ass Day is fun. I didn't even know this existed until today, and I'm having more fun than I've had in a while up on here. Helena, it's the day of the feast of the ass. Today it celebrates all the donkeys in the Bible, and we're learning how to bray like a donkey because that's what it says you're supposed to do. And in France in the Middle Ages, when they celebrated the ceremony, they would take the donkey into church, and the when the priest would like give his call and response, the audience would bray like donkeys to in response to the priest, and sometimes the priest would even bray. And I've learned that it sounds like this. Oh, oh, oh. Not like that. That's not what that lady was doing. She was doing oh, oh. And we watched the donkey bray earlier. So yeah, it's open panel if I even get a panel after all this. So come up and bray with us. Tell your donkey stories. Tell us about some donkeys in the Bible. Oh, we're supposed to read that Matthew passage too. All right, this is the story of the donkey. Um, oh, it's long. Maybe I can just read the donkey part. Anyway, Jesus is born in Bethlehem, and the wise men came and they said, "Where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him." And Herod heard this, and he was troubled, and all of Jerusalem was troubled with him. And oh look, we got Sean that might come up and help us. Do you know about the donkey story?
Uh,
And so Herod's gathering all the priests and asking them where Christ is born. And they said Bethlehem because a prophet, it was written by a prophet. I thought the prophet spoke everything. And then Herod, this is, where's the donkey part? This is really long. So anyway, Herod is trying to kill Jesus, and he puts out the order to kill all the firstborn sons, and they smuggle Jesus out of Bethlehem on a donkey, and they take him into Egypt. But where's the donkey? How are you, Sean? Are you here today? Oh, list. Oh, hey, Nathan, stop. Oh, Sean might. Sometimes Sean doesn't. He has mic problems, so we'll see if he joins us. Different kind of mic problem, not the kind everybody else seems to have. I'm still looking for this ass in this. They have a whole a whole chapter, and I haven't seen anything about a donkey or an ass. But this is the link they gave me to read on Ass Day. Um, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, "Arise and take the young child and his mother." Why would if Joseph does Joseph know he's not the father? Because why wouldn't the angel say, "Take your child and your wife," or "Get you and your wife, like get your wife and your child out of here"? The angel says, "Take the young child and his mother." Like Joseph is not connected to these people at all, and flee into Egypt and be there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. This is suspenseful, actually. Like it could be a movie. Um, oh Lord, did they kill Herod? It says when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph, saying, "Take the young child and his mother and go to the land of Israel, for they are dead, which sought the young child's life." I don't know how much of this is the Hebrew and how much of this is the King James people, but this wording is just weird to me. The young child. Does mine celebrate asses? It's it's Satanism, so you could say in a way it does. I mean, Satan was probably one of the asses of the Bible. Um, Scapegoat, revered ass versus scapegoat. Did I get it right? Revered horse. Um, well, Sean, I appreciate you trying to come up at least. Are you there?
Hello? My
Yeah,
mic
there
working
you
now?
are. Yeah, I can hear you. Happy
All
Feast
right.
of the Ass.
Is it today? I didn't know that.
It's right now. It's happy. You're in the middle of it. I've been braying for half an hour now.
Wait, what's the Catholic holiday again? The Pentecost?
The Feast of the Ass.
Lol. Uh,
The donkeys. It
my mother should
celebrates
know this.
all the donkeys in the Bible, of which there were many, but I can't find one of them in this chapter.
Yeah.
Yes, there
Uh,
are. Do you know what the most important holiday, the biggest satanic holiday is that we celebrate? I'll let you think about it for a little while. And also, there's things like Sol Invictus. I think the solstice, Halloween's a big one. Some of the pagan, like the equinoxes and the solstices. The most important satanic holiday is your birthday, because that's the day that you were born on, and it's a celebration of your own self. So I celebrated mine on my birthday.
you didn't do any human sacrifices or any weird shit like that?
No, I was tempted, believe me. Um, I
Well,
might
do
have
they do
blocked a
like
few
sex?
trolls.
Do they do like sex rituals and weird shit like that?
I haven't done a weird sex ritual in, God, 15, 20 years by now. Um, not that I wouldn't with the right candidate, but I just lack of opportunity.
Yeah.
So how are you? How
Imagine if
things going
this
with you?
not too bad. Just chilling.
Chilling.
I'm enjoying your shows. They're pretty entertaining.
Oh well,
But
thank
you
you.
used to have donkeys, right? We used
Yeah.
to have
Yesterday
donkeys,
was
and
chicken. Today was donkey. Who knows what animals will show up tomorrow?
well, donkeys are useful, you know. I mean, there used to be more donkeys in Ireland before, but now there's not many of them. They all live in sanctuaries, and they live really long, like 50 years and stuff like that.
50 years? That
Yeah,
is
they live
long.
very
How
young,
long does a
longer.
horse live?
I think like 25 or something, max 30.
Oh Lord.
Donkeys live longer anyway.
Donkeys are so like how could you not love a donkey? Let's see. Yeah, you're right. Some can live up to 50, 25 to 30, but some can live up to 50 years with proper care. They even have miniature donkeys with a lifespan of 30 to 35 years.
I don't know if you could plow fields with donkeys. I've never seen donkeys plowing fields, but they maybe did that. They're probably mainly used for transport, though.
Oh, like to carry things on, like riding on the
Yeah,
ass. They did a lot of that in the Bible, and they like carry
yeah,
baskets and stuff. Let me see. What are
yeah.
donkeys good for? They can be stubborn, but they are also intelligent, attentive animals. Draft animals is what they're saying. Um, Valuable work animals, strong and sturdy creatures, have a number of useful qualities. Let's see. They can carry heavy loads. They can work in difficult terrain, good for transportation, strong and durable. They can be used for farming and agricultural purposes, low maintenance, friendly and gentle temperament, and stubborn. Can be trained for riding, good for therapy animals. Oh, and provide companionship. Alert and good at sensing danger and playful and entertaining. What more could you want in an animal? It sounds like the donkey almost does it all.
Yeah, we had two of them in our front field for a couple of years, and then they escaped because we didn't have good fencing, so they escaped. And we have travelers in Ireland. They're like Irish people, but everybody's racist against them. They're
What?
like gypsies, but Irish.
Oh, they're like the white. Yeah, they're white ethnics, but people like
I hate them.
because they hate the
Uh,
Irish and the Italian and the Poles too as immigrants, and
they're
now
called
everybody's
gyp.
trying to
I
fold them
think
into white people and say they're oppressors.
they're called
They do that with
travelers
the
in Ireland.
Cajuns too.
They're called travelers in Ireland. Anyway, the travelers took our donkeys because we couldn't take care of them, and they love horses and donkeys in Ireland.
They took them because
So
you
we
couldn't take
gave them.
care of them.
Yeah, because we didn't have good fencing, so we gave it to the travelers. But we know that the travelers wouldn't kill them or treat them badly.
Well, hang on, y'all
I
gave
think they're
them or
still
they
alive.
took them? Because it says donkeys are low maintenance. How hard could
Yeah,
it be to take
we
care
gave
of
them.
them?
We gave it to them because we didn't have good fencing, or
Y'all don't
we
know how to do a
didn't.
fence.
Yeah, we were too poor for that, so we just gave it to
Sounds like the
our
travelers
travelers. But the
earned the
travelers take care.
donkeys.
Well, no, travelers own horses and other animals as well, so they know how to take care of animals. So we gave it to them.
So y'all like just take them. We don't know how to keep them
Yeah,
in a fence.
yeah,
Well, that's
yeah,
good. Sounds like it worked out then for everybody.
yeah.
I saw something came across my feed yesterday. It's some national park in England, and it's these series of stone walls that have been there for forever. They're like to keep farm, like to mark off farmland, but none of them use mortar. They're just built with stones, and they all stay standing somehow. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's just dry stone walling. It's a masonry technique. You can do that quite standard. It's probably
Yeah.
not that hard. Well, it is maybe if you don't do it right. Yeah, it's done
I
in
feel like
Ireland.
I could even figure out how to build a fence to keep a donkey in, but maybe not. I overestimate myself all the time.
Yeah. No, no, fencing is tricky. It's not as easy as it looks. But anyway,
Probably
so
not.
yeah, donkeys were very useful back in the day. I mean, we don't use donkeys anymore, but if we want to stop using fossil fuels, we'll have to use donkeys again.
I knew it was coming. That would be kind of cool though if we ever do have societal collapse. We could all go back to donkeys. I'd feel they it said they're good therapy animals too, so it would make us feel better about the collapse.
Yeah. We'll have horses, donkeys. What else? We'll basically
I'm
be like
scared
the
of
Amish.
I am scared of
You don't
horse.
like
They
horses?
my dad and them are really into horses, and we had a horse growing up, and they put me on it, and it was scary. I didn't like have rapport with it, and it was like getting wild while I was on it, and I thought I was gonna fall off, and I've never tried to get back on a horse since. Because you have to make a connection with the animal, and I don't know how to do that with a horse.
Yeah, I remember horse riding myself and I fell and then it didn't go again. I was too scared.
The horse fell, or you fell?
No, I fell off a horse and then I didn't want to do it again.
Oh yeah, that would do it for me too. The same thing happened with me in the go-karts too. I crashed them into the tires. So I didn't have good luck as a kid on riding most things. We crashed the four-wheeler. It took me forever how to learn a bike, how to ride a bike. Horses, go-karts. I'm just not I'll stick with my feet and the bus and the occasional car. But if we lose all of that because of civilizational collapse, I guess I'll try my luck with a donkey more than anything. I think I'd feel better with a donkey than anything else.
I
I
think they
feel
have
like I
loads
could
in
build
Mexico.
rapport with a donkey.
The Mexicans will bring
And
them.
I already am ahead in my braying. Ah. Do you know how to bray?
Yeehaw!
Oh
Yeehaw!
wow. That was
Yeehaw!
good. I think that was better than mine. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
We talk to animals
happy.
now.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be talking to animals next. No, but
Yeah.
there is a lady I remember. She said she could talk to animals. I was like, what the flip?
I used to talk to
That's not
our
realistic at all.
cats all the time. That it's if when they start talking back that I would worry. But yeah, if there's an animal in the room, I'm probably gonna. It's a conversation partner.
You ever have a pet, like a cat or dogs?
Yeah, my roommate had two cat. We had a pets growing up. We had a family dog. I would talk to it all the time, and my roommate had two cats, and I was constantly talking to the cats. They were
I
great
remember
for
we used to have a
conversation,
sheep.
like to have someone to talk to.
We had loads of different animals. We have like 3 acres, so we had like sheep, geese, chickens. We still have chickens. I
Oh
remember
yeah.
with the sheep, there was a male sheep, and they used to chase us all the time. And we
Oh.
had great crack bull riding, sheep riding with the sheep. So they basically the male sheep would attack you, and we were kids, and he would just chase us around the place. It would be like bull running, but with sheep. So it was really pretty fun.
So you would get on the sheep and the male sheep or other sheep?
The male sheep mainly.
You'd get on the male sheep and then he would run around like a bull.
Well, no, he would chase us as well. In Spain, they do bull running where the bulls just run everywhere in villages and towns. Like in
Oh
some
yeah,
parts of South America, they let a bull loose. So we did that with the sheep
oh, you would let the
without a
sheep
cord.
loose.
Yeah.
Like just with you in
They
your
would take
family or like the town you lived in?
in our field, in our house.
Ah, okay.
And we
Yeah,
just
that
let
does
it
sound
loose
fun.
and it would chase us. And we would get hit by it. Well, actually, one time it was quite dangerous because we had a little kid, and the male sheep was going to charge at it, and in the last moment, my dad grabbed the kid and saved it because I think that sheep would have killed the
Oh my
kid if
God, that would have been
like
traumatic. How old was the kid?
yeah, like maybe 5 or something. So yeah, it was a bit dangerous, but we saved it last moment. So I shouldn't have told that story. Sorry, but no, it's fine.
Wow. Yeah, I'm yikes. Yeah, we had my grandma
Yeah,
had sheep growing up for a little while, and I remember when they would shear them, they would shave the sheep, and they'd have these big piles of wool everywhere, and they had a big block of salt in the barn for the sheep to lick on, and I would go and lick it sometimes because I loved salt.
well, that's your weird autistic self right there. I
It
don't
might
think
be, or I
many
had
people
pica
do
too,
that.
so
What?
maybe it was part of that. I ate all kind of weird things.
Oh, right. Pica, is that a illness or syndrome? What's
Um,
that?
I don't know if it's an illness, it's a syndrome. It's little kids, they eat everything. They eat chalk, dirt, leaves, all kind of paper. I ate paper all the time. They eat all kind of weird things. And the theory is they think that your body is craving some kind of nutrient that you get from You're seeking out some kind of missing nutrient by eating these weird objects. So salt was one of the least weird things that I ate.
Right, right. It's like pregnant woman suddenly trying to eat, wanting to eat some foods,
Oh yeah, maybe it is kind of
getting
like that.
yeah. But yeah, back to the Bible and donkeys. What's the weird story about donkeys? Oh no, there's a festival now about donkeys. Is it the Catholics love the donkey?
Yeah, it's a French medieval festival, and they would put a girl on a
I,
donkey with a baby and ride her through town, and then they take the donkey in the church and feed it, and everybody would bray at the priest, and sometimes the priest would bray back. And now I'm also thinking about, was it Pinocchio where he turned, or Peter Pan? One of them turned into the donkey boys. I don't know. I've overloaded myself with media, and it's getting all jumbled up into one big weird story. Let me see. I'm gonna ask the AI. Can you tell me about all the donkeys in the Bible?
this
See
is
if
a
the
weird
AI can
subject,
pick me out.
Jeff. Where did you get this from?
Um, there's websites that tell you what day it is, like what holiday it is today, and I got it off of one of those.
All right, interesting.
Speaking of holiday, we have MLK coming up on Monday, so I'm gonna do an all-day holiday stream for that. Wow. Okay, so in the Old Testament, we have Abraham and Isaac, and Abraham saddles the donkey to take Isaac to Mount Moriah for the sacrifice. So he had put Isaac on a donkey to go and kill to sacrifice him. Balaam's donkey. Oh, speaks. Oh, it's the talking ass. I remember this one. He speaks after seeing an angel of the Lord blocking the path, demonstrating divine intervention and the miraculous. Let's hear about Balaam's donkey. Wow. The talking asses in the Bible. I've heard about that. Talking snakes and talking asses. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. And God's anger was kindled. God's always angry about something. That's Yahweh. Because he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way, and went into the field, and Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. What? But the angel of the Lord stood in a path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side, a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. And he smote her again. What? Why are they smiting this ass? And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn, either to the right hand or to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam. And Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with the staff. I can't take this. This is animal abuse. I'm going to lose my stream. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, wait, what have I done unto thee that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? Wow, the ass talked back and said, why are you beating me? And Balaam said unto the ass, because thou hast mocked me. I would there were a sword in my hand, for now I would kill thee. Oh my God, this Balaam sounds like a horrible person. He said, all I have is a stick, so you lucky you just get beat, because if I had a sword, you would be dead. And the ass said unto Balaam, Yee-haw. Am I not thine ass upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Or did he say, Nay? Sorry. And then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. He bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. Wow, this is really long. Why are the ass passages so long? Anyway, the ass saw and turned from the angel 3 times. Um, anyway, and Balaam talks to the angel, and then somebody named Balak. Oh, the princes of Balak come into the picture. Wow. Okay, so anyway, that's the ass of Balaam. Oh, it's Jax. Today is what's it called? The Feast of the Ass. It's a medieval Christian holiday where they celebrate all the donkeys in the Bible, and they bray at each other, and they sing a song about a donkey lord. And we're going through the AI, and the AI is telling us all the ass stories of the Bible. And we're reading about Balaam's donkey. So then they have a story about Saul and his search for the donkeys, King Saul. Search for his father's lost donkeys, which leads to his encounter with the prophet Samuel and his anointing as the first king of Israel. Oh my God, he went off to find some lost donkeys and he came back a king? Here, that's only a few verses. Why don't we look at that one?
Man, the donkeys are pretty important in the Bible. I don't
I
think there's
know,
many elephants in the Bible.
they're like car. Let's see if your car suddenly started talking to you, saying, "Why are you beating me?" And the ass that Kish saw. Who's Kish saw? Is that who's Kish? What? I need to go. I need Bible study bad. He's the father of the first king of the Israelites. So Saul was the first king, and Kish was his dad. He was a Benjamite. So anyway, the asses of Kish. Oh, I see. They left out a comma. The asses of Kish, Saul's father, were lost. Did the KJV not have punctuation back then? And Kish said to Saul his son, Take now one of the servants with thee, and arise, go seek the asses. And he passed through Mount Ephraim, and passed through the land of Shalisha, but they found them not. And then they passed through the land of Shalim, and there they were not. And he passed through the land of the Benjamites, but they found them not. So there, it's all about the places they didn't find the asses. And finally they come to the land of Zuph. And Saul said to his servant that was with him, Come and let us return, lest my father leave caring for the asses and take thought for us. Oh, like now the father's going to have to go find us, who went and looked for the asses, if we don't come home. And well, how does he become king? Let's skip to that part. So they're walking around trying to find the asses, and at some point, um, Samuel sees Saul, and the Lord said unto him, Behold, the man I spoke to thee of, this same shall reign over my people. And then Saul drew near to Samuel in the gate, and said, Tell me, I pray thee, where the seer's house is. And Samuel said, I am the seer. Go up before me unto the high place, for ye shall eat with me today, and tomorrow I will let thee go, and I will tell thee all that is in thine heart. And as for thine asses that were lost 3 days ago, set not thy mind on them, for they are found. And on whom is all the desire of Israel? It is not on thee. Is it not on thee and on all thy father's house? Then they keep talking about the tribes, and eventually he takes them into the parlor, and he puts him in the chiefest place, and he tells him at some point, let's see, um, bid thy servant pass on before us, but stand thou a while, that I may shew you the word of the Lord. And then he goes on to the next chapter. So I assume in the next chapter he's going to inform him that he's going to become king of Israel. But Jax, are you listening? These stories they're suspenseful. Are you listening to them? They had a guy that was beating his ass like his ass, his not his ass, but his donkey that he was riding on. And the donkey was, they had the angel of the Lord in the path with a sword, and the donkey was trying to get around the angel, and it kept going off the road and into the wall, and it like smashed the guy's foot into the wall between the donkey and the wall, and the guy got mad and he beat the ass. And this is what happened: the ass started talking and saying, "Why are you beating me? I'm your donkey. I've been with you my whole life. Why are you beating me?" How is that not a cool story? It's easy to see why somebody would be drawn into this book. I'm drawn into it. David had a donkey. Ziba brought some donkeys to David during his flight from Absalom, symbolizing loyalty and provision. And then donkeys are mentioned in various laws, such as helping, where Exodus 23:5, where it says, helping an overburdened donkey is commanded, illustrating compassion and justice. How is it compassion if it's commanded by law? You can't, the quality of mercy is not strained. You can't force compassion. It has to be genuine, it has to flow from the heart. And then in the New Testament, there's, in all four Gospels, Jesus rides into Jerusalem on a donkey. That's what we have for Palm Sunday. And it signifies humility and peace because it contrasts with the image of the conquering king riding in on the horse. And instead, it's Jesus riding in on a donkey, which is more humble and less warlike. And then the parable of the Good Samaritan, where the Samaritan uses the donkey to transport the injured man to safety, highlighting mercy and kindness. They didn't say the part about Herod and the donkey, but I didn't find the donkey in that story either. So anyway, donkeys in the Bible often symbolize service, humility, and the fulfillment of God's plans. And they carry significant figures and are involved in key events, and one of them even talks. So we should be more like donkeys and humbly
So
serve
that's
those
why.
around us.
So that's why the Democrats took the donkey as their symbol.
It could, you know what, it could be the ass, but are they? To me, the Democrats are not as humble and in service as they used to be. They used to be the party of the working class, and now they seem to be the
Donkeys.
party of the academic elite.
So now they should have a horse instead of a donkey.
Yeah, you're right, because they are kind of riding in on a horse to save the oppressed and tell white people and men how bad they are. And you're right, that's not very donkey like. And they do bray, though. They bray a lot. You've seen the memes of them braying about the patriarchy.
What's up with the elephants and the Republicans?
That
Is there
is a
any
good
elephants? Well,
question.
there is
I bet
elephants in
the
the Bible.
AI has the answer to that, too. Let's see. Why did the U.S. parties choose a donkey and an elephant as their symbols? The donkey and the elephant became symbols through political cartoons. The use of the donkey symbol is often attributed to Andrew Jackson's 1828 presidential campaign. His opponents called him Jackass, and Jackson embraced it and repurposed it, kind of like the gays did with queer, and used it on his campaign posters. That's kind of based, actually. Um, However, in the 1870s, Thomas Nast, the cartoonist, used it in his cartoons, and that popularized it as well. He used it to represent the Democratic Party in his political cartoons. So it came from Andrew Jackson being called a jackass. The elephant was also popularized by the same Thomas Nast. There was an 1847 cartoon where he depicted the Democratic donkey dressed in a lion skin, scaring away all the animals at the zoo, including the elephant, which was labeled the Republican vote. And that cartoon helped establish the elephant as a symbol for the Republican Party. But if the elephant was scared away, why would they use that? I thought it was going to be like the elephant was the one animal that wasn't fooled by this donkey in a lion's skin, and it kind of stayed. Like conservatives are trying to keep society stable in the face
Well,
of
you know the way
change.
that elephants are afraid of mice,
The
so
what?
maybe the Republicans are pussios.
I don't
You
know.
know the
The
way that
symbol,
they
neither
think.
one of the
Uh,
symbols or the origin stories of them match the party today. Maybe the jackass
yeah, true.
and pretending to be an alliance, like pretending to be scarier than they are, or pretending that the world is scarier than it is.
Well, you can't say that both sides work on fear, though. You have to admit that fear is the biggest motivator in humans, and
Yeah, you're
both
right.
parties.
Fear, and in my day, the Republicans worked on the fear of punishment and fire and brimstone. And if you embrace the gays, if you listen to rock music, like that movie Footloose, where they had the fire and brimstone preacher telling everybody if they danced or listened to their boom boxes, they were going to hell. It was that kind of fear, and that would keep people in line. And the Democrats use fear of racism, Nazis, fascism. That's the boogeyman that the Democrats use. They're like secular political fears, and the Republicans would used to use the religious fears, and now they use the fears. The Democrats are the boogeyman. What's going to happen if the Democrats get in power? The fear of the Karens, Carophobia.
Imagine if the Democrats started using donkeys, and then the Republicans started using elephants, like literal elephants.
Oh, that would be cool though. Riding like
Well,
which
there's
party
actually
would you want to be part of? Party that rode in on an elephant or a donkey?
Trump going in his inauguration with a giant elephant.
He should, that's coming up, isn't it? Like in a few days. It's going to be on the same day as MLK, I believe. So we're going to be doing an all-day stream. We could maybe even watch part of the inauguration. And this weekend, the Saturday before, they're having the People's March, which is the new rebooted Pussy Hat March that they did back in 2016, 2017. Um, Monday,
Yeah.
January 20th, which is the same day as MLK. I can't wait. That's gonna be an exciting day.
Well, there might be a few protests though. There might be a few rioting. Do you think there'll be rioting or protesting going on,
I don't,
or
I
just
don't think
shouting?
there'll be. Maybe some assassination attempts. Hopefully not. But I don't think there's gonna be. The Democrats don't really riot unless you count the George Floyd riots or the World Trade Center riots. But they do the performative protesting, like the Pussy Hat stuff.
Like
I read
they
about
do a
Seattle's
play.
protest, and they were telling people like how to make signs and all the slogans they could put on their signs. It's that kind of stuff. Like just to wave
They'll
signs
do a
around and act
giant
like they're a force to be
artistic.
reckoned with.
They should do a giant artistic uh protest with like loads of like a giant parade basically. Be fun
They
with
they kind of
donkeys.
are in Seattle. It's more of a march, but they I remember during the George Floyd riot during 2020 when they would have the marches and the Chaz and all that. And I remember one of the marches was it was like the parents march or the moms against justice or something. And so it started out in the morning and it was like these soccer moms and they had yellow t-shirts and shorts and tennis shoes and just like ordinary white women. And there were a lot of teenagers and stuff in the crowd. So it looked wholesome enough. And then at some point in the march, like almost instantly, all of a sudden the moms kind of disappeared and all of a sudden you start seeing these people dressed in black with face coverings and handkerchiefs on their face and they started smashing out the Starbucks windows. And so what started out as an ordinary protest of moms marching suddenly got hijacked by these leftist extremists and they had to call the cops in and there were street fights and the whole protest devolved, and I followed the whole thing on social media. I was glued to my TV watching this because it looked like it was going to be a boring, ordinary protest like I'm used to seeing them do around here. And then about halfway through, it was almost like a stage change where the original actors stepped aside and these new actors came in and it became a different type of protest. So
Yeah,
it looks like
were
this
the
people
George
march
Floyd
thing is starting out to be one of these ordinary family friendly wholesome protests, but who knows what's going to happen once it gets going.
Yeah, I wonder what's the biggest protest in human history or something. Like there must be millions of people in the
I should
streets or
just leave
something.
the AI open. Let's see. What is the it's probably going to be hard to tell the historical ones. What is the biggest protest in human history? Is widely considered to be the anti-war protest on February 15th, 2003 against the impending US-led invasion of Iraq. Wow. Millions of people across the globe took to the streets in over 600 cities spanning nearly every continent. Estimates suggest the number of participants were between 10 million and 15 million. I vaguely remember this like on TV. I didn't really pay attention to the news back then either, though. So I vaguely remember people protesting, but I didn't realize it was this big.
Wow, and that didn't do anything.
So there you go. It was the Iraq War.
I mean, biggest protest ever, and he still went to Iraq. I mean, that just shows you that peaceful
Right, and it didn't
protest
even
doesn't
work.
always work. Well,
It
I think Gandhi did big protests though. I think he was the one who did like the big non-violent protests and stuff like that. So it does work, but you probably have to do it multiple days or weeks and stuff.
well, let's. What's the point of protests? Let's figure it out. I always thought it was to bring awareness and to show, like the the amount of resistance, the solidarity and resistance. What are the purposes of protest? Because I come from back home, something like that. We call it Mardi Gras, and it's a party. So I'm not used to seeing that many people out in the street angry at something. It's usually for fun purposes. So protest psychology is just weird to me. Okay, raising awareness, demanding change, expressing dissent, building solidarity, empowering the public, catalyzing social movements. That's what the George Floyd protests did. Challenging power structures and creating dialogue. That's a weird way to create dialogue. So there you go. That's 8 reasons people protest from ChatGPT. And each protest can have multiple purposes, and its success is often measured by its impact on public opinion, policy change, or cultural shifts.
I wonder if rich people like all came together and protested. Really funny.
They'd
Like
probably do
rich
it
people
with
protest.
their money, like in style, behind the scenes, some kind of classy way,
No,
like
but they
not.
should all go to the street somewhere and like be all rich and stuff. Like a huge rich
They
people
would
rally.
just like astroturf a protest movement and get the plebes to do it. Just pay people to go protest for them.
Right. Well, yeah. So donkeys are important. They're probably I mean, I'd say a donkey is probably more valuable than in back in the day than well, yeah, it was very valuable back in the day because they used to do a lot of work. Like one donkey is probably like
Yeah,
equivalent of
because even the king,
10 men.
like Saul, was a pretty important person, and his dad sent him off to find the lost donkeys, so they had to be pretty valuable.
Probably would have been like millions of donkeys back in the day, way more than now. Like I remember when the car came in America, it took 10 years to move from everybody having a cart and horse. It took 10 years to move from a cart and horse to the car, 100% car. Only took move ten
Oh,
years,
oh, like the buggy
and it
days.
yeah. So like there was so much waste, horse waste in the cities that it was very tricky to get rid of. So in Paris, what they did was they took out all the horse waste and used it to grow vegetables near the city. And those vegetable farms are very productive, one of the most productive in the world. And they used to feed the city with the horse waste.
Because of all the horse doo doo.
Yeah.
Why isn't there a car called the donkey or the mule or because they have what the Mustang? They have cars named after horses. Do they have a stallion? A car called the stallion? They should have a stallion too. I don't know. I think they should do a car in honor of
But
the donkey.
donkeys don't look as cool. They just look weird.
It's less manly. No one's gonna want to drive
Yeah, and
around a
they sound
car
weird too.
modeled after a donkey.
Yeah, and they sound weird as well. Way different than the horse.
Oh, that's
Oh, did you see that video of a lone donkey that escaped the farm and joined an elk herd?
no.
So it escaped the farm and it joined an elk herd and was running around with it. There's a video about it. You can see the
Let's try
video.
to find
It's
it.
pretty short.
Donkey elk herd. Let's see. Lost donkey seen with her. It's Oh wow, this is like for major news stations. I need to find one that I think I won't get copyrighted for. Let's see. Is it Diesel? Diesel the donkey? Yeah. All right,
Not sure.
let's try this one. It's a short though. No, I want to find a better. Escape pet found living his best life with elk after 5 years. Oh, so he was with them the whole time, like for years. Wow. I'm 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 not sure which. It's like CBS News Inside Edition. Um,
But there's videos. I think you can see a short videos. I think there's
I know.
video.
I'm just trying to find one that I think I can get away with playing and not get copyright. Oh, this one says for copyright matters, please contact. So they're definitely gonna try to copyright me. Y'all might just have to Google donkey elk herd
Yeah,
on
I think a lot
YouTube.
of
It'll
people have
pull
seen it.
up
It
the
was very
videos.
popular.
I don't want to risk playing them. Isn't a mule a mix, like a hybrid between what is it, a horse and a donkey?
Yes, but they're infertile, so they can't. You can't breed a mule with a mule. They're
Oh,
infertile.
right. They only get that one. They only can create the mules, but they can't have offspring.
That's right.
They're like the gays. The genetic line ends right there. Actually, gays
Well,
can
isn't
pass
there a
on
lot
their.
of gay people now having kids?
There are. Anderson Cooper had a baby. I think Pete Buttigieg. They're using surrogates. If they're not outright adopting, then they're using surrogates. But so are lesbians. So gay people can still pass. They can still make kids. They're just not. They don't enjoy the act of making it the same way straight people
So,
do.
so
But
will the
they have the
child be more
ability to.
likely? So will their child be more likely to become gay or LGBT? That probably
I don't think
that
so.
probably will.
But I mean, let me look. Do gay babies with surrogates have a greater chance of
Stuff I look for. The stuff I look about.
Queering babies. There's an article on queering babies. I need to find the right search terms. I'm not coming up with anything useful. Do Oh, maybe
Ah,
because I
doesn't
call
matter.
them gay babies. Um,
LGBT. Right. Well, I'll let you go. Okay, Jeff. Fun conversation.
yeah, you too. Thanks for coming up and celebrating Donkey Day with me, the Feast of the Ass. And have a good rest of your day. And
You too.
we'll
Thanks
talk
for
to
the
you later.
conversation. Bye. Bye.
Take care, Sean. All right, I'm curious about this. If I don't, to me, I don't see why it would be a higher rate just because it came from a gay person. Let's see. Do gay parents have a higher chance of gay kids? Maybe children of homosexuals more apt to be homosexuals. Let's see. There's a PubMed article. It says further research is needed. The evidence presented from three different sources. Oh, let's see. I don't want to spread misinformation. Scientific consensus on whether LGBT parents are more likely. Analysis of 72 social science reviews of the literature. Conclusion. They evaluated 72 literature reviews with the focus on the issue of whether gay parents are more likely or not to raise children who are also gay. Our results, derived from English language social science journals, found that over 90% of the literature reviews agreed with a no difference conclusion. But they said intersectionality was not taken into account, and they advised that further research takes into account intersectionality. What does that even mean? What? This is stupid. All right, let me I was afraid this was going to be a rabbit hole that would make my head hurt, and so far it is. Sean, the honest answer I think is I don't know. It says that the results confirm an evolving tendency among scholars. This is a different study from Cambridge.org. An evolving tendency among scholars to cite the possibility of some degree of intergenerational exploitation. That's not enough to go on for me. So there's a tendency of some scholars to cite it as a possibility. That's as far as I can get. That doesn't mean that it is. You know what? That is a much better way of phrasing the question. Is there a gay gene? There is no gay gene, there is no straight gene. This is from PBS.org. The sexuality is just complex. Study confirms. One study. What does it confirm? Would it have to confirm a previous study? No single gay gene reveals the largest ever study of the genetics of same sex sexual behavior. It's probably like the same with autism. They think there's like as many as perhaps 1,000 genes involved in the different traits associated with autism. So sexuality, there's probably not just a gene. Um, let's see, they found 5 markers which were associated with same-sex behavior, but they say these markers only have a very small effect. They contribute to less than 1% of the variation in same-sexual behavior. Across the entire genome, all the markers only account for between 8 and 25% of variation. I don't know. The biggest, the most sound takeaway that I can pull from this is that human sexuality is very, very, very complex. And there's probably not just a single genetic factor involved. Um, I like meat. I love meat. I don't know how I feel about it personally. I can one time I tried the Atkins diet back when it was the craze. I don't remember why because I wasn't trying to lose weight. I I don't remember what motivated me to do it. But I remember I would go to McDonald's and I would order like 10 of the little 69-cent hamburgers at the time, and I would come home and I would pull all the patties out and just eat the patties, and then I would give the bread to my roommates because they ate the bread part. So I remember doing shit like that. I just don't remember why. Um, I don't have a feeling about the carnivore diet because I'm not on it. My roommates were doing keto for a while. So the fridge was full of like meats and cheese. And I would give my roommate the pepperoni because I don't like I don't like the on a frozen pizza. I don't like that processed pepperoni. So I would take all the pepperoni off and give it to him because that's part of his keto thing. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you. I just don't. My diet is whatever is on sale at the grocery store that week. And it usually ends up being frozen dinners, frozen pizza, potato chips, that kind of stuff. In fact, this might be a short panel today, so I might go start some lunch for myself. Oh, and tomorrow I have another interview tomorrow afternoon. So the stream tomorrow is going to be a few hours earlier. I think I'm going to start it at 11 o'clock my time, which would be, what, 2 p.m. Eastern. So tomorrow, look for me around 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And then I have to run off to my interview after that. So I guess I'll see everybody then. If you have a donkey, don't beat it. Be nice, or I will beat your ass. If you beat your ass, I will beat your ass. Be nice to your donkeys. Work on your braying. There's a nice white church lady on YouTube that could teach it to you. And um, don't be a horse's ass. Don't be a jackass. Let's be more humble and peaceful and kind to each other. Maybe the donkey can remind us to be a more loving person to each other because donkeys are so cute and loving. The more loving you are, the more cute and the more appeal you have as a human. So why not be loving? And I guess that's a good message to leave you all with for Donkey Day. Thank you for joining me for the Feast of the Ass, and I'll see you again tomorrow, a couple of hours earlier. All right. Ooh, hang on. Come on. Yikes. All right. All right. Take care, everybody. See you later. Go eat something good. Ass. All right. Take care. Hail, Sir Donkey. See you.